In this part 2 tutorial for our squash books, we are going to make the front and back covers for them. Here are some examples of how the front covers or back covers can look using different pattern paper. To start, we will be needing a ruler, pencils, cardboard, and scissors. You can also use an X-acto knife, which I will show you an example later. Here I'm taking the ruler and I'm going to be marking 5 inches both on the bottom and then again on the top. Notice how I'm not rotating any of the cardboard aside, keeping it in the same angle, and then I'm going to take those 2 ticks that I've just marked and I'm going to use the ruler's edge and I'm going to line them up and draw a line. And then turning the cardboard around, I'm just going to mark another 5 inches on both the sides, the left and the right side of this box. And then I'm going to add a line, and then with my scissors I'm going to cut out the template. It's a little bit more difficult with scissors. And the goal is to end up with 2 cardboard square pieces that are 5 inches by 5 inches each. Doing the same process but with an X-acto knife requires you to have protection under the cardboard you are cutting. You can use a cutting mat, or like me here, I'm just using an extra piece of cardboard to protect my table. I am also going to use my first cardboard piece as a template to save myself time in measuring. All I need to do is trace out the square template piece that is already cut to 5 inches by 5 inches. Again, just to be extra cautious, I'm going to take this extra piece of cardboard and place it underneath. I should be able to cut on top of that cardboard without cutting my table itself. Then, using the ruler's edge as a guide, I put my weight on the ruler and slide the blade down the edge. This helps give me a nice clean cut with the blade. But it goes without saying that whenever you use a tool with a blade, you should always proceed with caution and careful attention as to not injure yourself in any way. Once you have 2 cardboard pieces, you're ready to go. Now it's time to wrap our paper around our cardboard covers. Materials needed are different pattern papers, ruler and pencil, scissors, and glue. Here I've chosen 2 similar pieces of paper that match, but you don't have to. Both your front and cover can be 2 different ones. We're going to be taking our paper and measuring out 2 pieces that will be 7 inches by 7 inches, and we're going to be using that to cover up our cardboard. Let's get started by flipping our paper over so that we're not doing it on the pattern side. And here I have a rough edge on the top that I don't want to use either. And with my ruler, I'm just going to mark 7 inches by 7 inches. And I'm going to do that on the bottom and the top. And then with the 2 notches there, again, because we have to use those as a guide, I'm going to draw a line. Then I'm going to turn the paper over and do the same thing for a 7-inch and 7-inch measurement on the left and right side of that square. And now it's time to take your scissors and cut out your 7-inch by 7-inch square. And the extra pattern paper here that didn't fit in that can be used again later on when we are cutting our 4x4 inch squares for the interior of our piece. Now let's take my other piece and I'm going to do the same thing, but this time, listen, we can save some time here. I'm going to use it as a template instead of measuring, and I'm just going to have this as a guide and mark it with my pencil using the ruler to align the ticks up, and then I can cut it again quite quickly. And now you should be left with two 7" by 7" pieces that are patterned, ready to go for the next part of covering your cardboard 5" by 5" pieces. Let's get ourselves set up for that next part. That's the final part for the front and back covers. Because we want it to be wrapped like a present, we're going to have to trim and cut pieces off of each corner here. I'm just going to mark to show you. It's not all the way to the corner of the cardboard, but about halfway. Once we have that marked, we can take our scissors and trim it down. Now we're going to glue our cardboard to the center of our paper here. One of the things that I noticed when making my squash books was that when I did some pre-folding around the cardboard like this, it made for gluing down a lot cleaner. And when you're ready, take your glue and glue each side to the cardboard in the middle. Sometimes my corners have a bit of excess paper, and I just take my scissors and trim them a bit. Once you've made one, you're going to do your second one the same way. And there you have it, 2 completed front and back covers for a squash book. Check out the next tutorial to see how to attach your ribbon and folded center. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial.